Just like if you give a beggar something, just give him a quarter. And you're keeping your heart open. It may be a quarter and he goes off and drinks.
It's like
that's his choice. God gave us all a choice.
It's the choices that we make. You know, we pay it forward, we make the choices. And I know some people, I know when they see people on the street and they're begging, they don't want to give because, oh, they're going to use it for drugs, oh, they're going to do it for that. And you may not want to do it. And I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying sometimes, you know, if you've made the choice to give because you want to give, just give it and let it go.
Yeah, that's it.
If you try to hold on to it and you think about it, you got to give it and let it go, you know, and I think that's what I'd like to do, you know, through my show, through different guests coming in, showing everybody positive ways of being more positive. Because so many people just with the face and the body, and your body, you know, reacts to all of that negativity, you know. You know, all of this, and people are reading this and they're thinking,
You're not very good at that. You smile too much, and you're trying to do something tight and upset, and you can't do it. I'm sorry.
I can't.
You don't sell me. You're not a good actress.
At least on being negative, you know. But, you know, I do want to say this. Even with being all these positive things, there are some times that, you know, you get upset and you want to have a little pity party, you know. And,
you can do that.
And I'm big,
Give yourself a pity party if you want to.
I need a pity party. And then we'll pity about that for a couple of days and you move on. And I know a couple of days is too long, but sometimes I need that. Sometimes I need that soaking. But when after I get through that soaking and get through that issue, it's like, ooh, okay, I'm feeling good. I like that. So, I mean, would you say from this
you'll get to have that. If you want to have the pity party, you can go through that for as long as you want. But as soon as you catch yourself, say, thank you, I enjoyed that, or I didn't enjoy it, or I needed that, and then go into that positive space again. Because that's where people are feeling who you really are. Because that's who you really are. Yeah.
I cannot be in negative space. Negative environment. I really need that positive energy. And when I'm not getting that in whatever environment I'm in, I need to get out of that environment.
That's it.
Because I'm getting off all these great endorphins and I need it back. And if you don't get it back, it's like,
that's the beauty of doing volunteering. When you volunteer, whether you're a scout leader or whether you go to treat people or you go to this organization or that, you go to your church, volunteer. When you volunteer, you're opening up your heart. There's where your pay is. You're paid right away. You feel good doing it.
I know,
you don't have to have
it.
that stuff. And then what happens? Other people get the benefit of it, and their heart starts to open up. They see that you can do something. Hey, I might be able to do the same thing. And then it spreads. And that's what we need to do to change our society.
We need it to spread.
Oh, yeah. That's why I have something that's called Techniques for Improving.
Okay, and how we improve
11
those
different
techniques.
Practices.
Because I believe in volunteering. I do, you know, I'm a den leader just like you, so it's a lot, you know. And if I think so many people are so caught up in, oh, I'm busy. You know what? You need to take time to volunteer. Everybody should give back. I truly believe in that. And I do, between PTA and den leader and things that I do at school, I do a lot of volunteering, and I do it just because I want to. Because I want to, because I've decided to make the time to put this in my schedule. And so many people are so caught up in doing so many other things that you're not even volunteering. I volunteer at church.
Well, they take their time. Usually it's watching TV or playing this game or that game. There's so many things that distract us
Technology is taking over
from being able to be really free.
Whether people want to volunteer. You don't want to volunteer because you have these cool iPads and iPods and all these new technologies coming out. I think it's taken away from people's time doing other things.
Also being with people. Imagine this. The reason they're called iPods is because it's all about I. The reason it's called, you know, and it's all about being here. But what happens if you're not here, like all these little text? I hate text. It doesn't have any content. Doesn't have the expression that you have or I have. And so people don't feel you. They see what you're saying, and that's it. They don't feel it.
I'm not really big on text, but just information if I needed something. You know, here's a direction or here's a quick note. And
that's important.
Just information like that, but not these long conversations. I have friends, oh, no. We can't have these long conversations. You just need to call me. Because it just makes it, because we're taking away, I think society has changed in such a way that now we have more stress and we have all this new electronics to, you know, make it, like you said, make it I, that we're forgetting about the people around us, you know. And there's no I in team. We need to be more like a team. And I wish there was, you know, I had this bag that I can give people about, you know, smile a day and do something positive and pay it forward. But, you know, you have a group of people to do it, and then you have the ones who really need to do it aren't doing it.
Okay. But the thing is, when you start doing it, it's going to spread more. When somebody just does even a simple little thing, Like these techniques for improving that I have, these 11 different practices. They can, again, email to you and they can get this, and they can see the different things. They'll see a description of the Watusi jump, they'll see something about goal setting, they'll see about affirmations, they'll see about volunteering, they'll see about prayer, they'll see about meditation, they'll see 11 practices.
So all of these practices is what you practice at Success.
Oh yeah.
So
well, we also have more because I can put everything in there. It's like you need this kind of meditation practice. Oh yeah, we got practices.
So
we got
with all
workshops.
of these different techniques, the meditation, the volunteering, you lead them to do these because just giving somebody something and say, okay, do it. No, you have to give them a roadmap. I remember once someone told me before, if you want to go on a trip and you want to go to, say, Vegas, okay, I'll meet you in Vegas. You don't know if I'm going to make it there. You need to give me a roadmap. You need to go left and right and left and right. And I think sometimes people have the need to want to do it, but they don't have a roadmap to know how to do it.
Another thing is when you take a workshop, or let's say I go into a business, and I work with top level as well as the people that are the grungers, so to speak, as some people call. People from the top to the bottom, and we get them all working together as a team. They experience the different things that they can do to be able to become not only more of a team, but to manage the stress, to be able to do things that will make them a peak performer. Because with too much stress, you get to be performing less. With the right amount of stress, it's called eustress. You are peak performer. Like I was an All-American swimmer. I went into a state championships, and there's Southern California against Northern California in my race. Why? Because I was in a swim-off with the guy from Northern California, and it was going to get my team points to get us to be first in state instead of second. So I was there psyched up big time. I blew my time away. It was like a Bob Beamon type of performance. And I met Bob at the '84 Olympic Scientific Congress, and we had a lot of good time together. But the thing is, we have to reach that point of tension, but not stress.
So
and we can perform
So you're
great.
saying that there is good stress and bad stress? Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
So what would you consider good stress?
Well, just that. Like if you may come in here in this kind of a show, and you're a little bit worried about this, you're a little bit stressed out.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so this is getting you, but there's adrenaline flowing. The adrenaline is good. But if you get too much adrenaline, it actually wastes you. You get less energy. That's where people psych out. They go, If they do that, that's the thing that you don't want. You want them at that edge.
Right at the edge.
At the edge.
Because once you fall off that edge,
it's like when I met Bob, my presentation at the Olympic Scientific Congress, it's the most prestigious sports sciences conference in the world. It was meditation and the ultimate performance in sports. Why? Because that's the state of mind that you're in when Bob did that. That's why Bob became a sports psychologist.
See, that's what it's the mind.
No, it's actually beyond the mind. You got to deal with shutting the mind down so that energy that's there.
But once you shut the mind down, you have to open up that mind to be open to new things, exploring new things.
You're aware of everything when the mind is calm.
Exactly.
And there's
you'll be able to listen.
Yeah.
You'll be able to listen.
It's incredibly powerful. I have a picture of a man who lifted with one arm. He only lifted that far off the structure that it had to be a big structure, over 7,064 3/4 pounds or whatever it was. He was a teacher of meditation at the United Nations, and guess what? He was over 60 years old when he started training for strength training.
Because
he had been doing, in the 60s, he had been doing ultra marathons before he got to be 60, and his knees couldn't take it anymore. So he became a strength trainer.
So you know what, I really appreciate you coming here and letting us know about the Watusi jump and the meditation and what Success Systems does international, because I think so many people need to be more aware of the mind and the body. And I know everybody's talking about mind and body, but it's no gimmick. Your mind and body need to be one for you to be happy, for you to give off happiness, for you to give off those endorphins. And Kirk, I am so glad that you came here today. I'm glad I did the Watusi jump. I'm going to continue to do that. And like I always say, like you said, affirmation, I have a wonderful affirmation. I try to say it after every show. And I always say, if you want something you never had, you got to try something you never did. So I hope everybody go home and think about trying everything we talked about here. Look into Success Systems International. Find out about volunteering, affirmation, about yoga, and all kind of exercises so you can release all those endorphins, so you can bring the happy back in your life. Usually I try to ask people, are you happy? And they look like, huh? Yeah. happy.
Well, the first
Happiness
thing they
is
gotta
fleeing,
do-
and we need to get it back. What's that
thing
first
they got
thing?
to do is email to you.
Exactly.
And ask for those techniques for improving.
TalkingWithFelicia.com.
And the Tibetans.
TalkingWithFelicia@AOL.com. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I just really appreciate it. I think I really did loosen up some stress, because every time I come here, it's like, and then I go, hey, thanks for another great episode of Talking with Felicia.